Don't Look Back Into the Sun, Libertines on XFM. I'm excited, Steve. It's that time. It's that time of the week.
Go on.
Well, Carl's in a little film.
Oh, that's what you're excited about?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant the show's almost over.
Yeah, no. Come on in, Carl.
Right, so, yeah, I'm in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Took a scene from it.
Yeah.
Got to listen carefully in that. At the end, there'll be a question on, like, the clip that you've just heard. It's sort of like what they do in the Krypton Factor and stuff. So, do you want to read out the prizes? Or just
yeah, there's these little things. It's a couple of rock and roll albums. We've got the...
Why is it called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
I can't remember. I think it's explained in the book, but I don't remember. I haven't read it for many years.
If someone knows, just a quick email to do. I'd like to know that.
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. You can win yourself, if you get the question right, the League of Gentlemen Series 3. We've got that Rock and Roll Legends again, the Best of Blondie, a Nature Programme, and the Old Grey Whistle Test, Volume 3. So if you're
Brilliant,
over
so
50, you'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
And just, if you haven't seen the film, it's just about, like a... What would you call it?
Well, it's a guy who thinks he's going to get away with prison by going into a mental institution. It was a new experiment, but he finds out he can't get out and he's sort of trapped. And well, people know it. Everyone knows what.
Just play it.
Just play. I saw it last week, so
just play it.
All right.
Well, you know, I've been observing you here now for the last 4 weeks, and I don't see any evidence of mental illness at all.
Yeah, no, I'm not mental. I never said I was. I mean, all right, I got an E in history, but that isn't why I'm in here. I'm in here because I had to get away from the outside world. It was doing me head in. I've been working too hard. I'm stressed out. I've been working like loads of hours Monday to Friday. I've been working on a Saturday with Ricky and Steve. Right, that's been doing me head in. People think that's a laugh when it isn't.
You
right?
busy right now, are you? You got something to do right now?
See, this is why I'm here today, Doctor, because he's doing me head in.
What do you mean, sir?
Well, he's doing me head in. I came here to get away from Ricky. He is just as bad.
I was smarter than him, ain't I?
You're an idiot, right? You just...
we're just good friends.
No, we're not friends. And if you were a friend, you wouldn't be doing that to me, Ed.
How do you mean that?
Well, don't ask...
Come on, I'll show you. Yes,
Look what you've done.
Get him out.
Get him off me! Get him off!
Now, we just hold it right there. All right.
You get off! Doctor, will you tell him?
Come here, Phil. Don't hurt you, does it?
Of course it does.
That's it. I'll hold on to it. Not too hard. You'll crush all the air out of it. We're gonna...
You normally do... Get off! You normally does it harder than this, but...
No. It's warming up. Warming up.
Well, somebody else!
All right, baby.
Get off! See what I mean, Doctor? That's what he's doing every day. The state of this. I don't know why you do it, because it's not as if you're going to crack it open.
But I tried, didn't I? God damn it. At least I did that.
I love it. The effort.
Yeah. It's almost, I wonder if it's almost a strange premonition of the future.
Yeah.
You in some kind of home.
Alright, well,
what's the question?
Little question then. What result did I get in history?
Good.
Right?
Yeah, well, tricky one that. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Or text, will we take text?
I can't really bother to check the texts.
Alright then, email.
Thanks for that, Rick.
Sneezy.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll play,
Pernice Brothers, yeah, it's a lovely tune from their album, what's it called? Yours, Mine and Ours. Blinded by the Stars from the Pernice Brothers. We've a couple of texts, I do occasionally have a look at them.
Go
on. We've had one here complaining, it doesn't say who it's from, it just says, wow, really clever homophobic material, genius, switching off, idiots. I don't know what they mean, it was not clever homophobic material. It was just homophobic.
Well, what do they mean though?
But how is it homophobic? We weren't being anti-gay, we were saying we don't understand the gay world.
And anything that's...
We were querying and questioning it.
Yeah, and Carl, see, this is what I mean. Carl gets us into trouble. I can't go through Chinatown anymore. It's not really a town, though, is it?
It's not really a town. It's
It's
more
the
of a
best.
novelty street.
Novelty street with restaurants.
Yeah.
But I can't, you know, and when we sort of like talk, we get tarred with the same brush as him, because the man's an idiot.
Yeah.
But we often say that. we are not homophobic. I don't think Carl's homophobic. He's confused. He's interested. He's got nothing against Chinese people. He's got a little theory that they don't age well. And these are the sort of things that come across, I mean, they're not meant to be homophobic and racist. They're showing that Carl, I don't know the PC term for this, is a bit mental.
Yes.
And, I think we're doing our bit by letting him on
the air.
On the air as well. Like that complaint he got about that woman on, what's it called? Who are you looking at?
Yeah.
Because he said about, I don't even want to repeat it, but he said something,
Yeah, but I never meant to upset anyone with that.
No, I know you didn't. No, I know you didn't. No, but I mean, it's on a website now, and to be fair, she does say it was Carl that said it, and we were the idiot presenters that let him on air. But it's like Carl is bad for our reputation.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's funny to be in a room with him, but then I want to sort of shake it off.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do about
Guilty
it.
by association.
I know. What have you got to say for yourself, Carl, for some of the stuff you come out with? What have you got to say? I mean, I know the answer. It's absolutely from the heart and genuine
ignorance.
and confusion and interest. You haven't got a malicious bone in your body. Well,
towards me, yes, but yeah, other people.
But again, he's just honest with you. He says,
don't repeat what he says.
No,
don't repeat it. Just leave it.
But it's not as bad as some other things. But he's, he says, remember you just say that when you first met him, he looked a bit odd, but you got used to it.
Yeah.
Now that's from the heart. I said that's like him sort of like being honest and nice, but he doesn't know what that. And we can take it, of course.
Well,
what have you got to say for yourself?
I haven't got anything to say really. I mean, there's been other weird stuff going on in the week and that.
Go on.
No, I might as well talk about it next week because we're wrapping up. All I'm saying is I talk about what's gone on.
Yeah. Have we got monkey news? Have we left monkey news behind?
Monkey news! Come on!
What happened?
You can't offend monkeys!
I'll tell you what is annoying.
What?
Steve's told me about a film that is about a monkey going off with a woman.
The Charlotte Rampling thing where she...
It's a film called Max Mon Amour. Yeah, she has an affair with a monkey. Go on.
Yeah.
And what happened?
You wouldn't like it.
We can't go into it.
You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. It's not like, it's weird and you wouldn't, Carl, it's not like a nature program where he wears a bowler hat and can talk. Okay? The nature programs that you seem to see.
Yes, I'm trying to think I haven't seen that one.
No! Yeah. Come on, do monkey news.
Well, monkey news this week.
Play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news,
Right, it's about this monkey that was knocking about in the 1950s.
Right.
It was known in the sort of LA area, right? And apparently, again, I haven't really checked all this out, I've just picked up bits that look interesting.
Yeah.
Wore a golden mask, and like a cape and a leopard skin belt and stuff, right? So people didn't know that he was a monkey.
Of course they didn't know, yeah.
They thought it was this bloke who's going around and he was helping out crime situations and stuff.
Right, you're an idiot. So this disguise, that you see a 3'6" bloke with arms the length of his body.
No, but that's the funny thing, right? They sort of thought, it's a bit odd, he's stocky, yet extremely flexible.
Yeah, and hairy, because he only wore a mask and a belt.
And a distinctive jawline and stuff. And then,
right.
apparently, like, he used to sort of get to his...
Nothing we say gets through, does it? You've decided you can picture this monkey going around solving crimes, and it's...
telling you.
Let him finish the story. Time's running out.
So it sort of get to its crime by, like, swinging from the trees and stuff.
Of course it would,
right?
yeah.
Well, people just thought it's a normal fella.
Of course.
Then what happened was...
This is the bit that's going to annoy me, isn't it?
He helped some fellas out, like, and for a reward, they were like, do you want some money? You've helped save our lives during a crime and stuff. Do you want some money in that? And he just went straight for the shopping bags, got a couple of bananas and apples, right? And as he was bent down, looking into the bag, getting the bananas and apples, they pulled his mask off, little monkey.
So he wasn't allowed to work for the police anymore?
It ended there.
Sure.
Weird, isn't it?
Rick, can I tell you the meaning of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah.
Can we never speak of monkey news again?
Yeah.
It comes apparently from an American children's nursery rhyme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good children go to heaven. Some fly east, some fly west. Some fly over the cuckoo's nest.
Brilliant.
Now thanks to Ian for emailing that in. Shall I give someone the prizes?
Yeah.
Phil Corbett, there you are, that's the first one I've pulled out. He correctly guessed that it was E. It was an E that Carl got in history. The only qualification he's got, and it's an E.
Do you know that woman?
Judge the monkey news based on that.
Go on.
That woman who went out with the monkey.
What?
It's a film.
It's a film.
It was Charlotte Rampling. in the film. I don't know who played the monkey.
Did she have any kids?
What, with the monkey in the film?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if I'm gonna get it out and stuff.
No.
Hmm.
Why?
Oh, because that would have been interesting.
Well, no, it's just that the problem there is the kids would always look more like the dad.
Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
Now, you probably know me from such works as The Office and Extras, Stephen being my co-writer and co-director on those things. For those people who are not so aware of Karl Pilkington, he was our producer, sort of given to us when we first started on XFM, and you're thinking, well, why are we doing a podcast? It's because I like to be in a room with Karl Pilkington. You know, like some people go and help sort of chimps.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, they go to the jungles and things.
And help out little sort of endangered
Diane
species.
Fossey or whatever.
Exactly.
You're very
yeah.
much the Diane Fossey of the Manchester scene.
Of the little bald mank world. And Karl Pilkington is an ongoing experiment for me, because I've seen him blossom from an idiot into an imbecile. And I want to see it through. Look at the way he's looking at us. Look at that. He's got a perfectly round head. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. Karl, what do you think about all this?
It's just, I mean, we are living in that sort of era now, aren't we? Like, you need to be able to listen to stuff on demand when you want it and stuff.
I know you're not a fan of the iPod in general, are you? Or any of the MP3 things? You're concerned?
I'm warming to it, but...
This is what's amazing about Karl. Even though he's talking about things like MP3 players, computers, iPods, he sounds like he was found in a glacier and thawed out. Do you know what I mean? And sort of taught to speak.
We're a couple of high school guys who found him, and we're trying to ingratiate him in the gang, trying to pass him off as someone from the modern day.
But my thing with iPods is, now, do we need them? Do you know what I mean? We're living in that era now where we have invented most of the stuff that we need, and now we're just messing about.
They said that in 1900. Someone actually said everything that's to be invented has already been invented. They said that in 1900, and how wrong were they?
No, but what came out, at what point, what was invented in that year where they went, right, that's it now?
The 20th century. Think what happened in the 20th century.
Go on.
Well, planes.
Yeah, but is that a good thing? Planes and that. Do you need a plane, really? Wouldn't it have been better if we all stuck where we should be instead of travelling about? War. Well, look, war's happening, isn't it? Because everyone's saying, well, now we can fly, we'll go over there.
So there were no wars prior to the invention of the aeroplane?
Not like there is today.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, the world's got smaller, hasn't it? Everyone's saying that, right?
Yeah.
You know, the way I was saying to you the other day, you know, we now go to places where we shouldn't go. People go on holiday to places where you've got to have an injection before you go there.
Yeah.
Forget it then. That's a warning. Don't go there.
I'm with you on that. I don't want to enter a country where I have to have an injection to stop me from dying while I'm in that country.
Right,
I totally agree with you on that.
So what happened is, so they invented the plane, and it's like, oh, let's go on holiday, and then they go, oh, to die now. Oh, well, you've got to invent something, let's invent an injection. And then it's like, right, well, what else do we need to go to that place? There's a lot of faffing. So what I'm saying is... Is
that a place? A lot of faffing?
What I'm saying is, you know, Steve's travelled more than I have. You've been to, like, dangerous places.
I've been to places where you need injections, yeah.
Yeah, but why?
Because it's fascinating, isn't it? You know, don't you not believe in that idea of travel broadens the mind? You know, it makes you experience other ways of life, other ways of thinking. It just enriches you as a human being. That's the whole reason people go travelling.
But since the invention of the telly, you don't have to go that far to see it.
You're absolutely right.
So there you go then. The telly was the 20th century, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So where would you stop then? You'd stop making stuff now? Stop inventing stuff right now?
If we're going to invent something, right, forget, like, the traditional way of people having kids, right? The way they, you know, have it away and that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, you know, like the way that, you know, we have kids and stuff. If it'd be good if what happened was to control it is if man and woman, right, they're born and that, they enjoy their life, they learn a lot, they live to be about
78, I think, by that point.
So specific.
Yeah, 78,
No,
yeah.
but by 78, I reckon you've sort of got to that point where you go, do you know what, I've done everything I'm going to do. If you haven't bungee jumped by the time you're 78, you're not going to do it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like...
Your hips come off.
You've done it all now,
Yeah.
and then you die, right? So, say if everyone had that, they lived to be 78, but then, just as you die, you have a little baby inside you, and as you die, your life carries on.
Sorry.
How is this happening?
Sorry, are you mental?
No, but don't you think...
I mean, what? I've never heard such drivel.
You're saying that, but if Newton said it, you'd go, interesting. That's what annoys me.
The point is, Carl, he never would. He'd never say it, that's the point.
But if you never say it,
I don't understand what you're talking about there. What, how was it? How is there a little baby in a 78-year-old?
No, what I'm saying is it's like an apple, where the apple grows and it's got its little baby pips in it, and the apple goes and the seeds are planted and a new one's born.
But that's what happens.
But that is what reproduction is.
Yeah, but I'm saying babies aren't being born left, right and centre. It's controlled, so that as someone dies, someone's born.
But Carl, stop. Whose responsibility is
Look,
this?
if you don't want to do it, we won't do it, but I'm
is
just...
it supposed to be nature? Has nature got to develop humans so that we act that way? We live that way? Or is this a scientific experiment?
He said to you then, he said, look, if you don't want to do it, we don't need to do it. Like, if you were up for it, we'll sort it out. We can do that.
We'll have a wit round so we can do the research.
I just think, at the end of the day, we've got to do something. And is anyone keeping an eye on this and looking at what we can do next to control the population thing? It does my head in that I've got to live in London for work and what have you, and there's loads of people here, and, you know, forget going out on a Saturday night, it's too busy, and you can't move, and they keep... I mean, what annoys me about London
So
is...
your solution is that 78-year-old women have little babies inside them, and as they slip away into death, the little babies... And how is that baby then raised? Who looks after the baby?
Because it's a pretty good system, having a baby while you're young enough to look after that baby and make sure it lives to, you know, reproductive age itself.
I mean, that system's been working for years.
Nature's sort of sorted it out. Natural selection and evolution sort of makes that a good model.
But wait a minute, nature. Pop that on hold, because Karl Pilkington's got an idea.
Yeah.
That's what it was, just an idea.
Yeah, well, it was nonsense. But thank you for it.
The worst. I mean, it was the ramblings of someone you'd find by themselves in a hospital eating flies.
This is the sort of thing you find when, if they find maybe a pamphlet or a booklet written by a psychopath. You know, someone, just before they went on a rampage and then turned the gun on themselves, they go through their possessions and they find a book and it's got weird drawings, women with knives in their face, and this kind of garbage.
In fact, I saw a similar sort of theory written out on a wall, but it was written in shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is, I think it's, you know, when people die normally, everyone's fed up about it, aren't they, and a bit down. But if when you pass away, you go, oh, we're going to miss Gladys or whatever, but then there's this new life brought in, it's almost like a bad news, good
but
news.
you're talking about it like someone could pick this idea up and run with it. Like you've given them enough information to do it. How is this possible? Where does she get the baby from? Why does it grow? Why grow it in Gladys's belly? Why not have it in a drawer?
But what I'm saying
ready to go, just add water. I mean...
Who looks after son of Gladys?
There is no theory here. There's no... It's the ramblings of a madman.
What I'm saying is, though, the body's always changing, innit? From caveman to now, or whatever.
In some cases.
And they're always finding out more and more. Like I read the other day about how they're saying, do you know, like they say, people have 6 senses.
Yeah.
There's loads more than that. Right, and there's this one...
I say, show me that you've got one.
No, right, and there's this one that's knocking about.
Go on.
That, what it is, say if I'm in a pub, right, and I'm just doing a crossword or whatever.
Unlikely, but go on.
And there's some woman who's walked in, right, and she's staring at me.
Yeah.
I know she's looking at me, and I look up and I look round, she's looking at me.
Right.
And they're saying that's a new sense that they found out from, like, you know, doing tests and what have you.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
And they're saying that's been around since like man and dinosaur was knocking about.
They've stopped.
No, they've explained
I think it's safe to assume that, you know, that with your perfectly round head, people are always stopping and looking.
No, but they explained
you just know that there's probably going to be someone there if you get right.
They said it's from the time when, like, caveman was, like, wandering about, and he'd go, hang on a minute. and he'd look round, there's a dinosaur there or whatever, and he'd leg it.
This is nonsense.
Not-
I hate it when people use the term when caveman was wandering around. Caveman and dinosaurs. Oh, they used to live together. Yeah. Oh, that's the same era. Yeah. What have you been watching? Raquel Welch.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean caveman wandering, knocking around with a dinosaur?
You know the Flintstones is only partly based on fact. Dinosaurs and man did not coexist. The dinosaurs had long gone before man arrived. Extinct. Kaput. You don't believe us?
Well, you don't believe because you've seen...
Because you saw that film where they took pictures of lizards and magnified them and put them next to men in film so they looked like they were fighting.
Yeah.
No, but why couldn't that have happened?
What is the film with Raquel Welch? A Million Years BC.
A Million Years BC or something.
A Million Years BC. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but...
She had a sort of woolly mammoth bikini. Fact.
But why wasn't the dinosaurs back then just like how we have dogs now, in a way?
He's watching the Flintstones. He's thinking of the Flintstones.
Yeah.
That's what he's
when
thinking.
he puts out the saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah,
and then
and he mixes his concrete in a pelican.
I just think that there must have been a crossover point.
Why? Why did you say that? Why do you think there must have been?
There must have been.
Because if nothing was knocking about at any point, how did anything carry on?
I know. Exactly. Why didn't Hitler meet Nero? It's weird, isn't it? There must have been a crossover. They must have met somewhere. They must have met at a party somewhere.
They mixed in similar circles.
Yeah. They must have bumped into... I can't believe it.
Forget it.
Oh.
Carl,
What about you, Carl? Would you do it?
It depends, doesn't it, what your job is and that. If you're a doctor, you've got to get to, go and save someone, whatever. You can't say, just 10 minutes. Depends. Depends on the situation, depends. Most of the time I've got to get in work early, I can't be hanging around till half
But you don't
9.
know, do you? I've called him when I was filming, he was I've seen him do one day, right? I've seen him for one whole day, he went away, he fell asleep at 7:45 in the bath because he was knackered, so, he has 5 weeks holiday a year, he's taking the piss. Feeder, pushing the senses. Quite a food-related sort of show, isn't it?
It is. Thinking of gluttony, did you see in, I think it was Heat magazine, it was former pop idol winner Michelle McManus.
Oh yeah.
She's lost a lot of weight.
Oh yeah, she's lost 5 stone, hasn't she?
Please see that the headline was, I used to eat 12 packets of Doritos a night. At night. 12 packets of Doritos. I just like the idea that you got to 11 packets, and you're thinking,
One more
still a bit peckish.
One more will do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Unbelievable. But someone sent in a couple of odds and ends news stories, they've gleaned off the web. And apparently, Britain's fattest family have shed 23 stone.
One of them died.
Between the 5 of them, oh come on. Between the 5 of them, the Phillips family from Worcester weighed more than 100 stone.
Jesus. Well, how many are there, though?
They spent 5 of them, and they spent £300 a week on food. An evening meal consisted of an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet and another ice cream stop at McDonald's. The mum, she was generally happy, like Carl is, but she said she used to get upset when she couldn't buy clothes for her kids because the shops didn't stock anything above XXXXXL. It says here, it says Mitchell, 13, was the heaviest of the 3, weighing 27 stone. By the age of 4, he was Britain's fattest toddler, weighing 10 stone.
Is that competition still going?
He broke 5 bikes. He broke 5 bikes by buckling the wheels.
Oh, that's
I know you're always
embarrassing,
kind of fat kids, Carl.
Chasing an ice cream van.
Yeah.
But the bike just fell apart.
Yeah. Who knows?
Wow.
Maybe now he's on that nude bike ride, because he's lost some weight.
Oh, that would be painful,
That
wouldn't
would
it? If
be
one of them
extraordinary.
buckles.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another food-related item here. Now, Carl, I got a little email via my agent, sent from someone here, okay, sent from someone at XFM, okay, and I won't say it was, she just said, I thought this might be good for Ricky to use on Saturday, and obviously what happened is, Suzanne has sent you an email in the week, it was Wednesday, and you've returned it, but I think you've returned it to the wrong email address. You returned it to someone here, who of course immediately forwarded it to my agent for ridicule on the show. Don't panic, it's nothing that bad, okay? It's an email from Suzanne talking about your tea that night. Was Suzanne out on Wednesday night?
Was the an England game or something?
Yeah. So you were alone. You were home alone, were you, Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your meal? Was it a quiche?
Go on.
Right. From Suzanne to Carl. Take the quiche and put it on the baking tray. Cook for 30 minutes on 190. Take lettuce and put on plate. Take 3 tomatoes, wash and chop into quarters. Place on lettuce. Take an avocado, chop in half. Remove the stone. Peel skin and slice. Place on salad. Put salt and pepper on, and a dribble of olive and balsamic vinegar dressing. Right? In brackets, small bottle behind the cafetiere. Right, in case he's reaching for bleach.
Yeah.
That's it. Should have put everything else away. Right? Then sprinkle a smidge of parmesan on top. Remove quiche from oven, cut into quarters, and put on plate. Eat.
Oh, wow. Does she have to do that every single time? She's like...
No, it's just that I'm not that good at cooking, right? And to be honest, that was a lot of hard work. I didn't bother warming it up. And I did without the avocado.
Why?
Too much messing about.
He didn't even do that! With instructions, it was too much!
But, yeah, I'm not that good at cooking. And
Did you that's not cooking though, is it, Carl? That's
heating up a
slicing.
quiche. That's cooking it is making the quiche.
Yeah, but I'm just...
Could you have figured that out if she had left that note for you?
Why did she have to tell you what the olive oil and balsamic vinegar was?
Because I've put sort of cooking oil on my food once, and I said, oh, it's a bit... It's ever since, right, years ago...
I'm gonna die!
Years ago...
Oh God, they're leaving Mr. Magoo at home!
It was ever since I put sausages in the toaster that,
What do you mean?
I nearly set the flat on fire. Because, do you know, like, when you're grilling food in a pan and all that?
Yeah.
Sort of sausages spit and it goes everywhere, doesn't it? And it makes everywhere greasy. So I thought, well, just want to warm them up.
Yeah.
Bung them in the toaster.
Yeah.
What
And
happened?
she sort of caught...
They got stuck and they sort of caught on fire, I imagine.
She came in just as I was sort of plunging it, and what have you, came in from work. She said, what are you doing? I said, I'm in sausages. Well, the oven isn't on, I know, they're in here. What, you turn it off? Panicking and that. But I've never been into it. I've never been into cooking and that. At school and stuff, I didn't bother doing it.
Oh, every time Suzanne comes home, she must think, please be the house still there.
Yeah.
Please not let me hear a fire engine as I come round this corner. Oh God, she comes and goes, oh God, thank God. I bet she's always happy to see you when she gets home and you haven't burned the place down or introduced some howler monkeys or something. Unbelievable.
What I find extraordinary is there are people who are in sort of care in the community who don't need instructions
No.
on how to prepare food.
Oh, they can do it, yeah, you show them once.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
whatever you do, don't put sausages in the toaster, Johnny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've
don't-
learnt it.
They don't put sausages in the toaster.
Yeah. What is it? They put their fingers in. But, yeah. It's a Ricky and Steve classic on XFM, Sugar, If I Can't Change Your Mind.
Brilliant.
So listen, it's time, isn't it? We've only got a few minutes left, so you better play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that. Monkey news.
So Monkey News, if you've only just started listening to the show. Oh, you poor fool. Monkey News is where Carl reports for us all the latest monkey activity.
A headline or a word or someone he overheard in a pub and then totally embellishes it and makes it ridiculous and impossible. He believes it though. He believes every word he's saying. Let me say that before when you hear this, whatever it is, I haven't heard it, twaddle, remember, Carl totally believes it. Go on.
Right, so anyway, right, I think it's in LA this happened. Right.
I think. Why does he think?
So these people are in a restaurant having a lovely meal.
Is one of them short and hairy, but totally covers from top to bottom in a spacesuit, so he didn't know it was a monkey?
It's not one of the customers, one of the waiters?
So they're having a lovely dinner, probably one of the best sort of dinners they've had, right?
Mm.
So the waiter comes over, and it's like, can we just say that I had a lovely meal and that?
Right, it's the chef.
Because it is. Can we see the chef?
Yeah.
So can we just, see the guy who cooked it? Of
course. Yeah. Short fella, hairy?
So the waiter said, to be honest, the waiter said, look, he's busy, he's got meals to cook and what have you. He hasn't really got time. He said, only take a minute. He said, no, I prefer,
So this is a restaurant in LA that serves brilliant food.
I'll pass your message on and what have you, right? So
he sends for Monkey Pierre White.
So it's a bit odd. Anyway. So they go out, right? They go out to the car and they notice the kitchen door's open.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course they do, because they're going to discover something that I don't know.
So
they're going to just out of interest, where did this chef train before we see him or reveal, what he might look like or like to eat?
So
So anyway, so they pop their head in and think, we'll just nip in and go, love fruit salad or whatever. Yeah. So they stick their head in.
We better see the human chef.
You never guess what?
Go on.
Monkey stood on a chair, right, cooking veg. Right, so anyway, so they're like, what's going on here?
What do you mean? What do you mean he's cooking veg? What is he doing with it?
Well, he's stood on a chair by the cooker, and he's chopping stuff.
Oh, he's chopping as well now. He's just veg, isn't it? Yeah.
It's got a little, he's got the bosses in there. They're like a bit shocked. So he's a bit panicking because he's got this monkey working for him. So they say to him, "What's going on? Hey, we didn't know this is what's going on. Why have you got a monkey cooking stuff?" So he said, "Well,
incidentally, a monkey, I should point out, who probably doesn't need instructions from its girlfriend."
Forget it.
An honest mistake by The Bravery on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Yeah.
Our producer.
Right.
In inverted commas, heat put.
Yeah.
They know. How are you doing, alright, Karl?
Yeah, didn't they also write something about me, bald round head?
Yes, perfectly round little bald man head, they said, so.
Because you need to know that when you listen to the radio on that. Really matters what my hair's doing.
Your hair, have you given it a little sort of polish? Because you look like a cue ball at the moment, and you've had a shave in it. I've never seen such a round head. It actually looks like a plate with ears.
Yeah, well, for those that have never seen Karl, I actually, if you remember, I think he looks a little bit like, Mr. Spoon from Button Moon.
He does!
If you've ever seen that show,
and also he looks like, you know when they say, they find with a little 4-foot human, and it's actually 500,000 years old, and they give it a name, and it's the first, Australopithecus into, he looks like one of them as well. Perfectly round little, he's the missing link, he looks half human, half monkey.
Because he's got a slight slouch as well. So
yeah,
it's like those pictures where you see it going from an ape to a man. He's one of those in the middle.
Yeah, and of course his monkey hands, his hairy little wrist to those skinny little things that you can get oranges out of holes with. And it's unbelievable. Why are you so all shaved and polished and everything?
Got a wedding.
What?
Got to go to a wedding today, so, thought I'd, clean myself up a bit.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be wearing a suit or something?
No, I'll go home and put something on.
Oh, okay.
But, Suzanne, said, make an effort. Sort of had a shave and that, and then I came out of the bathroom, she said, "Oh, your head looks a bit sort of eggish."
She's right.
She always worries about when I have a shave, because I just,
That's your girlfriend, Karl.
I know.
Saying that. Just think, so don't worry about Heat saying it. And funny thing is, it's Boyd Hilton, I think, of Heat that wrote it.
And he's got a little bald head.
Yeah, no, don't slag him off.
Yeah, but on the end of his review, does it say, written by Baldy Boyd? No, because it doesn't matter, it's a magazine. Don't worry about it.
Looking forward to the wedding?
A bit boring, isn't it? But you've got to do it.
They've not been listening! Should we do a shot?
No, it'll be a great day for them, but I know what will happen. Suzanne will see, all the fuss and that, and then she'll get ideas, and I'll have to let her down and all that.
Why is it you don't want to get married again? I always forget.
It's just, who's it for at the end of the day? I've been with Suzanne for 11 years, right?
Sure.
We're happy. Well, I am.
That's what counts.
You're never happy.
I am. I'm alright.
Yeah, no, I know you're happy with Suzanne and everything, but apart from that, you're never happy. You are the most grumpy, moany thing in the world. I mean, I get annoyed, but I'm always happy. I was annoyed here, I was happy coming here, but there was a bloke behind me walking and scuffing his feet. He had a pair of those stupid skulls on, and he was clicking and scuffing. Wear some shoes, you don't have to click. Pick your feet up. Flip-flops annoy me. But I'm happy, I'm just annoyed. You are just like, oh, the world's on me. It's rubbish, this. I know the world's great, it's just sometimes people annoy me by being there. But, Steve said I should be locked in one of those towers that princesses used to be locked in the fairy tales, because everything annoys me. But you're grumpy.
I'm not, I'm alright.
Oh, right, okay, listen, we better play a record, soon, but, coming up, Steve, I went away with Karl. Okay. It was a little present from Jane. It was a golfing day, and I could take someone. Took Karl. It was a brilliant day, absolutely brilliant. But it ended with us sort of drinking and chatting, and me saying, "Right, I'm going to bed." Because Karl said the most ridiculous thing he has ever said. Think of that.
That's something.
Oh, sometimes, Karl, I think you're on another planet. Here's the only ones. Another Girl, Another Planet by the Only Ones. What a song!
Amazing.
One of my favourite intros ever. Dr. Fox disagreed with me. His favourite ever was, I think, Money for Nothing, if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Another great tune.
Yeah, another great show. I'm not knocking him.
If you'd like to let us know what your favourite intro of all time.
That number again is over. Right. Well, we got so much to get through with this show.
Let me just get this. I don't quite understand. You were given a gift. And the gift was a golfing day of golf.
Yeah, for my Christmas present, part of my Christmas present from Jane, a night away, 2 rooms, 2 rounds of golf, dinner for 2, right?
But not with her, I noticed.
Well, she doesn't play, no, she knew, no, it was a present, it was playing golf. It was a golfing day, she doesn't play golf, so, I had to choose someone to, take away. It's alright, it wasn't a romantic meal.
No, but that was my immediate thought. I was...
yeah, me and Carl, just, getting in there in the jacuzzi together.
It just sounds like an excuse for Jane to have a day off from you. But you don't play golf, Jane. I know, go.
Go, yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
A bowling ball with my name on it. So, chose Carl, obviously. We went, it was a great day, wasn't it? Brilliant round of golf, absolutely brilliant. Such a beautiful place in Stoke Poges, it's like a really posh place.
And are you a good golf player?
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Well, he bought the shoes especially for it.
Oh, I'd love to see him in those little shoes.
I know, and they were no good because they were metal spikes. We had to change them. He was annoyed straight away. He spent over £22 on these golf shoes. We hired a buggy that was brilliant fun. I was bombing along, wasn't I? I don't drive, but it was great on that buggy. Well, you've been on a buggy with me, and you were a bit scared.
Yeah.
What? I nearly killed us once. I was just taking banks and things, but you don't see sort of bunkers, and he'd scream and go, "Stop!" And he'd put his foot down the brake, and then I reversed.
At one point he sort of did a handbrake turn next to the lake, and then we had to reverse, right? And you just flick a switch and put your foot down. He did that without looking. I looked behind, there's a big oak tree there.
He screams, "Watch the tree!" Right? So,
Dukes of Hazzard.
I kept jumping in and leaving him behind because I had to go to my ball. Because anyway, so the first shot, I got on my driver. I honestly did one of the best shots I've ever done. It went straight down. It was great. I thought, phew, got away with that because it's always the first one because it's a clubhouse and you want to look good.
Yeah.
So. He tees up, right? And I've been saying, buy some balls. He just got 6 balls. I was going, what if you lose me? I want these 6 balls, right? He he tees up, right? Whacks it. It goes miles, like right angles, straight into these, the woods, right? He turns around and he goes, go and buy some more balls. So I'm laughing, because it's like impolite to laugh, but he broke the ice for me, and I was falling around, and then his second shot, I go, you're off for 3 now. If you take another shot, he went, oh, right. So it's his 3rd shot, he puts the ball down. He hits the ground before it and misses the ball altogether. And I was on my back, wasn't I? Unbelievable.
Actually rolling about on his back.
And we were terrible. I went round 107, he went round in like 119 or something. Sure. It was just rubbish.
How long did it take?
5 hours.
Of course.
And there was no one around, luckily. But it was fantastic. So then we go and have our meal. What annoys me, I said, right, I'll go for a run. He went, I'll have a bath. I said, I'll see you at 7:45. At 7:55, I have to call him. He's not ready, so he's let me down there. I can't stand lateness or laziness.
You hate lateness.
Yeah, and he's let me down. Do you know his excuse? He fell asleep in the bath because there was no light bulb.
There was no light bulb in the bathroom.
So instantly he fell asleep. And he was late.
No, do you know what I mean though, Steve? If you're sort of, like, nice and warm and what have you. I was tired anyway, I've been stressed out for 4.5 hours, right? My life flashed in front of me a few times in that buggy. So it's all sort of wears you down a bit. I thought, right, I've got a headache. You're going for your run. I'm gonna have a bath. I walk in, put the light on, for some reason it didn't come on, but I thought, it's alright, I'll just, doesn't matter, you can have a bath in the dark.
It's summer, so it's light anyway.
Well, there's no windows in the bathroom, so, yeah.
So you were in the darkness?
So I'm in the darkness. I nod off because I'm shattered. He calls up, asking me. So I said, well, I won't, it doesn't normally take that long for me because, I haven't got, like, long hair, I've got a dryer and shit. I can sort of one wipe.
Yeah, he's already 10 minutes late, though, when I called.
Well, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Lateness is lateness. Next.
Doesn't matter. Dinner wasn't until 7:15, so we had, like, another 20 minutes anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but we said 1:45. So
he's calling up, hurry up. So I said, yeah, alright. So I get out, and drying, like, my tackle and what have you. Calls back again 30 seconds later.
No,
I don't, I don't like that.
Do that, no.
Give it a wipe. 30 seconds later, come on!
So I end up going downstairs to the meal area,
Naked.
with a wet shirt on and wet socks. I've got headache as it is. Meant to be a relaxing weekend.
But anyway, so we have our meal, which is really nice. And then we're sitting in the bar. I'm having a cigar by the fire.
Yeah.
Like we're having a rather nice Pinot Grigio.
Yeah.
He's there going, I've got headache.
Is this 1955 that you live in?
It's so right. We are knackered because he's not used to work. I've seen him moaning, falling asleep. He's not used to it at all.
And you've been on your feet for over half an hour.
Yeah, right. So, we didn't even walk round the golf course. We had a buggy.
Yeah.
Wasn't even exercise. So we get onto conversations. He's talking about. He's asking me stuff about evolution. Tell me that. Why the giraffe? What's that rubbish about the giraffe getting a long neck? I said, well, it didn't try and get a long neck. It was selected. And he said, but why would evolution do that? I went, well, you think that evolution didn't do anything? There's not this consciousness. There's not this will that a giraffe has to stretch its neck to reach the leaves. It won't have a long enough neck to survive and pass it in. He was going, yeah, but why did evolution? This isn't. But by the way, this isn't the most stupid thing. This is warming up. This is about 8:45, right? He said, why didn't evolution make a giraffe good at carpentry so it could build a ladder?
Right. Yeah. Okay. No. All right.
Okay. So he's thinking around it. He's trying to pick holes in evolution.
Yeah.
Eating knobs. Carol Thatcher, a daughter of one of our leaders.
Sure.
Well, you saw it in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. She popped a couple of bollocks in the mouth,
Oh.
chewed them up, swallowed them.
Oh.
Kangaroo penis there, dried. She couldn't even get. It was so tough she couldn't even get through it. And then she, eventually she eats
What was it like a pepperoni?
Yeah. And she said, "What do you think of that, Carl?"
What, eating that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
I watch it. I like those little trial bits, right?
Yeah.
But what I don't think people realise is, right, it is hard eating a little kangaroo knob. Right?
Really? How'd you know?
No, it's just, you think about it and you go, oh, couldn't do that, right? But what they never mention on the TV programme, which I think takes it to the next level, right, they're eating that at like 7:30 in the morning.
Sure. Right.
Which
for
is
breakfast.
worse, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I was there and Ant and Dec said, right, Carl, eat the knob, I'd go, hang on a minute, give us a few hours, let me get some rice and that on my belly, and just sort of fill me up a little bit more. I'll pop back at about 6:30 this evening,
Right.
have it ready. And I'd be happier then. It's just that thing of,
You don't want to eat animal genitals on an empty stomach.
So what are you saying? You could
I'm saying like I could eat a knob at night, but
just cut that there. We'll loop that. If any DJs are listening,
No.
just take that quote. I could eat a knob at night by Karl Pilkington. Maybe do a dance remix.
Yeah,
Just
I think maybe you're sort of a house producer and you could maybe get some kind of high energy beat going, and then we could just send that out to some of the gay clubs. I'm sure it'd be really popular.
Please, anyone send us, that looped with a nice little, funky house beat. Karl Pilkington saying I could eat a knob at night.
it is hard eating a knob.
So what are you saying? You could...
I'm saying like I could eat a knob at night. 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 Knob at night. I could eat a 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 knob at night. Do you know the other week when I came up with like a different idea of how we can sort of make the world run and that?
Can we just have a quick recap of that? Because I seem to remember it was a load of old arse.
It was ridiculous. It was he was saying that the world is overpopulated, so the system would be where people were living too long and stuff. So what happens is people live till 78. I don't know how you can enforce that, right?
Yeah.
But when they die, they've got a little baby in their stomach,
Right.
like a pip in an apple, that then carries on when they die.
Right.
It wasn't a theory. It wasn't an idea. It was the ramblings of a mental
You're
case.
saying it's stupid, but someone's emailed in and said, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good." Just saying, if that's a no, right? I've been thinking.
It is a
about,
no.
What about if we do it the other way, right?
Ah.
Go on.
Somehow, I don't know how.
A kid has an old lady?
That's what it's going to be, isn't it? A child gives birth to an old man.
No. What I'm saying is, right?
Go on.
Work the other way round.
Come on then.
So if somehow we can inject something in like a body that's just died, right?
Listen to this. Imagine this is notes.
So-
when he hands it into the Nobel people,
Yeah.
and they go, if there's a way that we can inject something, and they go, well, what? Well, I don't know the chemical formula, but something HO2.
Right. So anyway, so you inject it in the temple.
He's narrowed it down to the temple.
So what happens?
She sort of wakes up,
Amazing.
right? And she works the other way. So like she might be 77,
Yep.
and then she'll have a birthday. She's 76, and she's working that way.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Okay.
Are you with me?
No, keep it.
Because the thing is, you've got.
I'm
I'm really scared.
Yeah.
I'm really scared. This is the maddest thing you've ever said. This is madder than the old lady with the pip like an apple in her belly.
It sort of did work.
This is...
No, it didn't work. It worked in your head. It's like a dream that you wake up and go, oh, I've got a great theory. And
This
it's
is
like,
this is it. Let me just tell you the
Go on then.
ending, because the endings works out a bit better.
Go on.
What I'm saying is, when you die at the age of
78.
9 months,
What?
at the age of 9 months, because that's when you come out.
What do you mean when you die at the age of
You're
9
not scared of dying because you're now a baby, so you don't know what's going on anyway. So there's no fear.
So you've missed out a bit here. So this woman, what, literally gets younger and younger?
I think when she's in her 20s, she's in her old age, Rick.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because that's the fun part of your life, isn't it? When you're 20 and you've got all your energy and that. So before you die, you're actually having a good life, rather than it being the other way around.
But does she do different stuff than she did on the way up? Because she's already lived 78 years, hasn't she? Don't forget. She was a baby once, and she grew to 78 years, then someone stuck a needle in her head and said, right, back you go.
No, but forget all that bit.
Forget all that bit. How do you forget that bit?
What I'm saying
So
is...
she died and she doesn't remember all her... This is a new life, is it?
Let me just leave you with this.
Right, you're talking shit. Explain yourself.
But aren't the family getting younger as well? What's happened to the family?
Forget it then, we'll leave it as it is.
No, leave it as it is, shall we?
Can we all agree on that, guys, now? Should we agree to leave it as it is? Is that alright? Because I don't want to hear any more from the diaries of Charles Manson.
No, it's I mean, you're a fucking maniac.
A friend of mine got a gift, or rather gave it as a gift. I don't know if you've been familiar with these. It's a charity organisation, and you go on their website or you phone them up, and you can give someone else the gift of, say, a goat. And it's a sort of goodwill thing, you know what I mean?
So you buy an African family a goat
that will help them for years.
And it's like you're saying, well, I would have bought you a present.
Yeah, but I've used that money wisely.
Yeah, so it's almost like they've given
Exactly.
the present. They've given the goat.
Yeah, it's a beautiful idea. But as soon as he told me about it, I thought to myself straight away, knowing Carl's views on charity and giving, I wondered what his views would be.
Well, are they happy with the present over there? Like the people who are getting it?
You're an idiot. What, you think an African family wakes up and there's a little goat with a ribbon tied round it, and they go, oh, look what Santa brought us.
Look, and that mince pie's gone and that glass of milk.
You're such an idiot.
No, but what I'm saying is, does that family want a goat?
Yes.
But why?
It's not they want a goat, it's they need a goat. Do you think... What do you think this organisation is?
Just arbitrarily giving goats to people.
They're going to say, oh, I wanted Nintendo. What are you thinking?
Well, what I'm saying is, right, let me put myself in their shoes. Well,
This'll be
I
a
haven't got
first.
any. But say I'm one of them, right, over there. Right, I'm sat there, it's Christmas Day, right? I open it up, open the present, little goat there, right? Now, if I was one of them, I'd be going, not another mouth to feed. At the end of the day, there isn't enough food to go round for themselves, never mind a goat. Don't they say like having a dog and that is quite expensive? Sometimes they say, you know, what with all the injections you've got to give it.
Well, I'm assuming it's all above board. The goat's had its injections. That's what some of the money goes towards. It's just a way of redirecting cash.
But the thing is, why do they want that goat? What's the main reason?
What
does a goat give you?
Milk.
Right. Now, wouldn't it be easy to just send them a bottle of milk? Without all the hassle and the headaches that come with it. That's all I'm saying. And the other thing is, think about the goat. That was happy over here. Suddenly, it's on barren land. No grass.
I'm gonna burst! What do you mean?
You didn't send a goat from here.
I'm saying, who's happy at the end of this, right? You've got a fella who hasn't got a present over here because the mate bought him a goat, right? So yeah, let's do this properly. So there's a tick. He's not happy, right? Then you've got the person who's opened it, who, like you said, wanted something else, right? It's a goat. They go, who's going to look after this, right? So tick, they're not happy, and then you've got the goat going, what am I doing here?
We're gonna play a song now, right? One of my great track, Watch That Man, off one of my favourite albums, A Love Insane by David Bowie. But during that, can you think of a couple of things for me? What's the best thing that's ever happened to you? Can you think about that for 3 minutes? Me and Steve will leave you alone. Just the best thing that's ever happened to you. Remember and think that is amazing. Yeah, can you do that? Play Watch That Man. David Bowie. Steve's caught unaware there, just wandering around, not quite ready, were you?
No, I'm just relaxed, you know, just laid back, just hanging.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah.
Best thing that's ever happened to you? Best event, best day in your life?
I mean, there's loads of things that happen. Like,
Yeah.
no, but do you know what I mean? You can go for obvious stuff like, you know, meeting Suzanne, sticking with her and having a nice holiday.
take that as read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got that on your desert island, that's already done.
Well,
And the day you got your qualifications through.
Yeah, the history.
probably, I mean, when you asked me then, the first thing that came into my mind, right, that was a real surprise, right, because it's like, you get surprises on your birthday and that, don't you? But they're not really surprises, because you're hassling your mum and dad for stuff, and then they might bite you. So it's not really a real surprise, is it? Do you know what I mean? So I'd say something that was really like, oh yeah, nice one, I've got something here, is the time when my dad said, empty the bin, will you? Right? I said, oh, do we have to? And I was watching something, it was like, why don't you, or something like that on the telly.
Is this what started your tea bag and banana skin collection?
Right, so it was like, you know, in the summer holidays where you'd have dead good telly in the morning, you had like the Monkeys.
Yeah,
it was
banana
Why Don't You,
splits.
Banana Splits and all that, right? And I was like, loving that, I was watching that, and my dad said, empty the bin. I said, oh, the Monkeys are on in a minute. He said, just empty the bin. So I emptied it, and I just put it near the door. He said, don't leave it there. He said, stick it near the bins in the garden. I was like, oh, I'll put it there later. He said, no, do it now. Right? So I was like, oh, if I miss the beginning of this, I'll be livid, right? So I picked it up quick, ran out down to the bottom of the garden, slung it in the corner, and sort of went to turn back to go back in, and had to look again, because they had like a little AA truck. They bought me, it wasn't brand new, but he'd got it from somewhere, a little AA go-kart. Do you know one of them, like, little things? I mean, I was young.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was like,
go-kart.
what kind of, you know, the plastic ones?
Yeah.
When you're about, I don't know, I must have been like 5 or 6 or something.
So I don't quite follow, had he sent you out there?
My dad sent me out with a bin bag so I could see, like, what he'd got me. And it wasn't my birthday or anything, he'd just got it from somewhere.
You sure you hadn't just nicked it and dumped it out the back?
Possibly.
Sure.
But, that was like a genuine, like, oh, yeah, smart.
Yeah.
So I went back in, watched the telly and that for a bit and went back out.
You thought, sod that.
Did I tell you about my go-kart?
Yeah, like about your dad giving it away.
Yeah.
What's the story?
I think I've told you some of that.
Have you gone? What? Tell it again.
Well, have I told it on air? I can't remember, maybe I just told you it. When I was about 8 or 9, I had a go-kart and I loved it. It's one of those that you press back and forth.
Yes.
And I used to come in every day, used to just get changed, run out, and it was, behind the shed, and I used to just go up and down the garden. And one day I came running in, and I ran out, and I couldn't see it. And I went to the back door, my mum was washing up, and I went, where's my go-kart? She went, your dad swapped it.
Your dad swapped it?
Yeah. With it was his mate, Jimmy, in the pub. He went, it's just, I said, what, She went, yeah, he swapped it for a wheelbarrow. So I went and looked back, and there was this wheelbarrow, right, that was obviously just came off a building site.
Yeah.
Covered in concrete. I couldn't, it was steel, right, I could hardly move it.
Yeah.
And I went back and I went, really? She went, yeah, it's your wheelbarrow.
See, I'm thinking if my dad lost a wheelbarrow that day.
Yeah, and I used to push that up and down, it wasn't the same. And
You used to push the wheelbarrow up
yeah,
and down? Anything in there, or?
No, I just like
Just
to try, I was just trying to sort of keep myself amused.
Yeah.
But anyway, that summer, I went on holiday, and I went to Bognor with my mum and my nan.
Another wild holiday.
Yeah, yeah, and I was sort of out by my caravan, and I made friends, with this kid, and he'd hired a go-kart from the caravan, is that right? And I remember he was going around there, and it was great, and I said, I've got a go-kart, and the caravan window opened, and my mum said, don't lie.
You've got a wheelbarrow. Be truthful.
I had a go-kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so tragic.
Yeah. Well,
Did you ever really forgive him for that? I'd never forgiven my dad if he'd swapped a go-kart for a wheelbarrow.
I just thought that's part of the course, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're in charge.
Sure. Did you used to rush home, change, and into that sort of gardener's gear? Yeah. Straight into your hard hat and dungarees.
I go, Mum, any bricks need moving?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
dear.
Oh, that's so tragic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still, that was your happiest day.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
That's the one that sprang to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Go-kart then.
my unhappiest. You see how go-karts can be good or bad? Does that make you think, Carl? That the go-kart is, you know, is good and evil?
Yeah.
Play a record. I'm
some
upset. Huh?
So, some
Oh, brilliant, what ads have you got?
I've got these.
Electric Soft Parade. Same way every day on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
With him, Steve Merchant.
Sure.
Rick, I only had one thing I had to do all week. Okay,
was that?
I was so excited about getting up Friday morning, phoning, getting Bruce Springsteen tickets.
Yeah.
The Boss is playing in
Yeah.
October, and basically got up too late.
Well, not sold out already, you just
Sold
didn't
out.
get-
It had sold out, but I started calling about 12:30. It sold out. I trawled the net. I trawled all
Yeah,
the phone
but
lines.
some of those buys are bulk buys for selling on, aren't they? They're not all
This
individuals.
This is the problem. I mean, I don't know how many people they can fit in Wembley Arena, but sold out by 12:30, and that's popular.
Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
It's about 12,000, isn't it?
I was so gutted. It was all I had to do. I was so looking forward to it. I phoned up one of those, like, quite dodgy ticket agencies. Do you know how much he was offering to— you know, they're 45 quid to buy. He said the starting price is 225 quid. I mean, that to me is like a ticket tout, like a legal ticket
Are
tout.
they allowed to do that?
I don't know. It's crazy. I was so
They
angry.
could make, they'd have to say their booking fee was £150.
Exactly. So but now I'm like desperate. I don't know what to do. I'm just wondering if I can abuse our position on the radio and just try and scrounge them from anyone who's listening. No, I mean anyone who's listening who's got the power to get them, you know, or—
This is begging, isn't it?
It's exactly what it is, Rick. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna try and dress it up.
Yeah.
But it's just begging.
That ticket touts after you as well, for
Exactly.
dissing him.
Ricky.Gervais.
Don't bring me into it.
Shut up. Ricky.Gervais@xfm.co.uk. If there's anything you can do to get me a ticket, I'm willing to pay for it. Up to the price
you're
of 45 quid.
Okay,
you know.
yeah, wow.
No,
second hand.
Yeah, second
30.
hand. Yeah.
You don't want to throw your money around,
I'll give
Steve.
25 quid, come on. Don't you know
Yeah.
who I am?
Yeah.
But that, I mean, do you know what I mean? Because I'm just, like, I asked Carl if he could sort it out. He's done nothing. He's achieved nothing.
I know.
So I'm just desperate. I'm in a desperate situation and I don't quite know what to do.
I'll tell you this though, Carl, don't bother doing favours for him, because he's not grateful. You give him something, and he goes, right, does this mean I have to give you something back? And I go, well no, he goes, good.
Well, I got your Cure tickets and you did nothing
Yeah,
but
it was
whinge about
rubbish,
it.
that gig.
There you go
It
then.
was rubbish. I went along to that gig. It was a balmy summer's night. The Cure, as far as I'm concerned, owe me a balmy summer's night, because I wasted it. Hour and a half they played for. They played 4 hits. I don't want to hear their dirge from, like, some dodgy album from, like, 1984. I'm not interested. Play the hits. Boys Don't Cry, Love Cats, blah, 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 blah. Instead, I got nothing. I was so angry. I was just— oh, man, I was
You're
so
probably angry at Carl, weren't you?
I was angry at Carl for wasting my time getting
Yeah.
me the tickets for
Do you know
free.
what I mean,
If I
Carl?
paid for it,
Are you
I'd have been
getting to
absolutely
see what
livid.
sort of a bloke Steve Merchant is?
No, it's not the point. Do you not agree, though, if you're gonna go and see a band like The Cure on a summer's night,
Yeah.
Hyde Park, you do not want to hear some obscure B-sides and album tracks.
But that was a great thing about when I saw Bowie at the BBC. He played—
When you what?
You know about that?
I don't know about this.
Yeah, you do.
What? When did you see Bowie?
At the Jonathan Ross recording.
Oh, what, your showbiz friend Jonathan Ross?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was this? Was that TV thing he did?
Yeah.
You went to that? You haven't told me about this.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Well, you were away, I think.
No, I wasn't. Because I watched it on TV.
It was amazing.
Well, don't tell me that.
It was incredible.
Were you seriously there?
Yeah. And then I went onto a show on the Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah. Because I was just like, John said, oh, I need someone to come in, yeah. And I went onto the radio
So
2
you were
show.
hanging out with Bowie?
Yeah. And
Go on. Who else was there?
well, the weird thing was...
Shall I go through my favourite artists and you just name them and see if they were there, just let me know.
No, but it was amazing, right? Because he played, just doing low, because it was the Meltdown thing. And he did, Be My Wife, which was great. Then he started doing Fame. Right, and they've been talking about Ziggy in the interview. He was going, oh, everyone goes on Ziggy, will you just stop it, right? And it was sort of like, got to a point where he was going, oh, and it was really funny, and, but Jonathan's like favourite phase was that. And then he started playing, Fame, and it was really good, and he just went, stop this, this isn't, let's do Ziggy. And my spine tingled. I was well done. And he did Ziggy Stardust, and I'll tell you what, it sounded like the album version. And it's got an amazing band, and I love it when they do that. I hate it when just because they've been going for 25 years, they start changing it.
Sorry, I can't believe that you went to this, that you knew you were going to this, and you never asked me, you never asked Jonathan if you could get me in. I mean, seriously, I mean, you know how much that would have meant to me.
Yeah, but it was very tight. Apparently, I know, but it was very sought after. Apparently, Richard Branson couldn't get in. There was a queue, so I was like, especially, it was me and Jane went, David Baddiel and Frank Skinner.
Oh, what, some new showbiz friends of yours, are they?
No, I mean, I'm rubbing it in, Steve, I know.
I can't, I'm just...
But you might not have liked it, you might have complained, like, Carl got you the Cure, and you turned it back on it.
That was rubbish, though. That was rubbish.
Well, you might not have liked what David did, you know.
I'll tell you this, seriously, if I find out that you do, that you've gone to some secret gig or something in the future, and I find out you've been, seriously, that's it. There's no more Office, there's no more, no, I'm not joking, I'm not mucking around, because that to me is like, that's what friendship is, that's like, textbook example of friendship.
What do you think, Carl?
No, I just think that's really off.
No, you were away. You were
No, I wasn't away.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
I wasn't away, don't try and fool me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been away. If I was away, I wouldn't have been away if you told me that was happening.
You were asleep.
I'm, seriously, we can joke about it, but I'm really angry about this.
What do you think, Carl?
There's a secret, right, apparently there's a secret Bruce Springsteen gig that's been planned.
I'm going.
It's all, are you? Seriously, but seriously, if I find out you're at that, I will, I mean...
Oh, dear.
Play a record so I can shout expletives at Ricky Gervais. I tell you what, lovely bit of electronic.
Oh.
Just to calm and soothe me. Seriously, I'm not joking, that really winds me up. That really winds me up.
The Cure was good.